Hey friends, so I'm gonna do something a little different today. I'm gonna do some Reddit stories. Usually I come in here and I talk about makeup or myself or books or something, but I love a good Reddit story and I feel like I never have anybody to talk to about them. And I really love the juicier ones. My favorite stories are The Other Woman. It's just so juicy. And when spouses want a divorce and then they regret it. I love those. So I'm gonna do my best to find juicy stories like that. And today we're going with The Other Woman. This is actually a 3-part story. I read part of it last night and honestly I was so tired I don't remember any of it. So this is all gonna be new to me. I hope it's juicy. It seemed as I skimmed like it wasn't gonna be that juicy, but I was like 3 parts and the way I think about it, is if one of my coworkers telling me all this, I would be tuned in. So I'm gonna be tuned in now. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video because I will be posting more. This is gonna be so fun. And if you have any videos that you come across that you want me to talk about, drop the title in the comments and I'll go find it on Reddit. Okay, so this first one is titled Divorce is Finalized and He Hasn't Reached Out. Is this normal? Confused. And this was 112 days ago. I'm giving you the days because this is 3 parts. So 112 is about a little over 3 months ago, 3 to 4 months ago. Okay. So, hey everyone, I just need to get this off my chest and hear from people who have been through something similar. I was seeing a guy who was in the middle of a divorce. He kept telling me that once it was finalized, we'd be together. Before the divorce finished, we went no contact for a while because he said he needed to handle things. His divorce literally just got finalized, like less than a day ago. And I haven't heard anything from him, not even a message. I know it's super early and I might be overthinking, but the silence is really messing with my head. Part of me is like, maybe he's just overwhelmed or needs a minute, but part of me is starting to feel like he might not come back at all. If anyone's been in something like this, I'd really love to hear what it was like for you. Thanks, heart. And the post is now locked and new comments cannot be posted. I actually think she hid these because I saw the most recent post and she was like, go to my page for my older posts, and I went and it was like the poster has hidden these, and I was like, I just googled her username and they came up super easily. So somebody says, I would give him some space. This is a current Other Woman. I would give him some space and try not to overthink things. It's emotionally exhausting and probably just wants some space so he is in his best frame of mind when he does reach out. Because that's how men think. Okay, I also forgot to preface, I have never cheated on someone or cheated with someone. I have had men in relationships approach me and I automatically shut it down because that is a terrible character trait. I don't think cheating makes you a bad person, period, but I wouldn't date someone who tried to cheat with me. On the flip side of that, I have seen cheating stories end up successfully. Like one of the most successful relationships I've ever seen in my life, and I know this because they've been together more than I've been alive, and I've seen it throughout my life, started with cheating. I'm not saying I condone it. I'm just saying realistically, I know it can work out sometimes, but most of the time it doesn't. Okay, this is another current Other Woman. Give him some time for sure. I was super positive to be ending my marriage. We had no arguing, a great co-parenting plan, but seeing those finalized papers was still a shock and it felt terrible. It's a huge life transition and a door slamming shut behind you. Divorce is not typically something people are proud of. It's embarrassing to so publicly have to admit failure, especially since our society still prizes marriage as the holy grail for relationships. You lose friends who act like they might catch the divorce cooties. It's a change in finances, usually in where you live. Those papers are usually the final slap in the face and it's reality hitting. It's also a grieving process. You can be over the person, but there's a sadness for the fantasy of what might have been, the dream, the life you're never going to have now. Try to think of this as not personal at all. He's probably reeling and needs some time. Give it time. Hope this helps. I would like to remind you this is a current Other Woman. I think that is what's so fascinating. They say these things, but then it's like, you're a cheater though. So how do you feel this way about divorce? Because what did you expect to happen? I mean, maybe she was the other woman. I don't know if that was while she was married. I don't know. You go what I'm saying though. This doesn't make sense. Hope this helps. That's crazy. And then the OP says, thank you. This really gave me a different perspective. What you said about the shock and grieving part makes a lot of sense. I'm trying not to take it personally, but I guess that's the hard part. That's what I was gonna say. You're not trying to take it personally. It's a relationship. Everything's personal. To each their own, though. Oh, I actually didn't finish that comment. Okay, what you said about continuing with the OP. In your experience, when someone is going through that kind of emotional process, does the silence usually mean it's just about them processing, or can it still reflect how they feel about the person they were seeing? I'm just trying to understand how much of this I should see as not about me. And then this is the same person responding, says, I can assure you it is 100% not about you. The person in your relationship ignoring you, it's not about you. A divorce is like a death in a way. There is a grieving period even when you know it has to end. I had a close relative who was terminal from the time of diagnosis. We knew for 2.5 years death was inevitable. The last week we knew it was imminent, yet the day it happened, it was still a terrible shock. Divorce and dying are not the same thing. And I have had family members die of terminal illnesses where we got a little bit of a warning. Some a couple days and some a couple months. I've never been divorced, but that is not the same thing at all. I know that's not the same thing. Divorce is like that too. There's the weird feeling you get when you first start to realize the marriage is not salvageable. I'm not going to keep reading this. No. Sometimes I really do just have to walk away when people start talking. Yeah, you can look up this post if you want to keep reading this. This person's delusional. Okay, going to the next part of this story. So this was 104 days ago. The last one was 112 days ago, so it was 8 days after the first post. He wanted a future with me before the divorce, then suddenly changed after it was finalized. Hey everyone. Oh, sorry, confused again. I hate that cat emoji, but it's because this girl used to know she was obsessed with cats and cat emojis. Hey everyone, I posted here a few days ago about the guy I was seeing finally getting divorced and then not reaching out afterward. Small update, I ended up asking him directly if he wanted if he still wanted to continue things with me. He called me instead of texting and basically said no. At least he called you. What's messing with my head is how sudden it feels. Before the divorce was finalized, he really did seem serious about us. He talked about finally being together once everything was over, starting fresh, all of that. And when I asked him during the call if he meant those things at the time, he said yes, he did. They always do. But now it feels like a complete 180 within literally days of the divorce being finalized. On the phone, sorry, I saw the next line. On the phone, oh, good, I read it wrong. On the phone, he kept saying he finally feels free, that relationships and women feel exhausting right now, that he doesn't want stress anymore, and that he just wants to be left alone. Honestly, valid. Part of me wonders if this was one of those fresh out of divorce and emotionally overwhelmed situations where someone kind of shuts down and pushes everyone away. But another part of me wonders if this is just reality hitting. Like, once the divorce actually happened, he realized he didn't want this relationship anymore either. I'm not asking if I should wait for him. I know I need to move forward either way. I guess I'm just trying to understand if this kind of reaction is actually common right after divorce, especially for men who've been under a lot of stress/conflict for a long time. Has anyone experienced something similar? I can tell you this, when I'm done with something, I'm not asking to see how common this was. I had a terrible breakup. I was not going, well, I'm sure Reddit existed. I just haven't heard of it. I had a terrible breakup in 2020. And I wasn't looking for women or girls with common experiences. I was just upset. Like, you're not done. But we know these people are delusional. So if these people ever see that I'm talking about them, I don't mean to be rude. I wouldn't call you delusional to your face. I'd probably have to walk away or tell you the truth. You gotta let it go. But I don't know your next update. So, okay, commenter said, I think there's something about being free once the divorce is final that changes things. Married man was totally convinced that after my divorce, I'd want to move on from him once I was free. And I told him if he was ever in the same position, people around him would probably want to set him up with others. He said he'd be too busy. For that, but who really knows until you're in that position? That wasn't helpful at all. Other woman. I actually think it's common and women go through the same emotions too. It's exhausting and liberating all at the same time. Definitely don't wait, but wouldn't surprise me if he just needs space for a while and a chance to either be single and alone or sow his wild oats, so to speak, or both. He'll likely regret losing you in the long run, but definitely don't wait on someone who isn't sure of you. Now, I do think most people are afraid to be alone, so I do think this man's gonna come back, even if I didn't have the third part. I would assume he's coming back. Well, I don't know what happens in the third part, but I'm assuming something if it's been a couple months. Okay, last comment. I screenshot. Perhaps he has not been alone for a while, and I'm assuming this says needs to work on himself by himself before jumping into another relationship. I'm sure it's not you. He will come back to you. They always do. They do usually come back, but he also has a wife he can come back to, so who's it gonna be? Okay, final update 7 hours ago. Update, we're going to see each other again. Is this a bad idea? Every time I read this title, I'm like, seeing tonight, it's a bad idea, right? Yes, it absolutely is, girl. Confused. You're making yourself be confused. I thought I'd give an update. You can check my post history for the full background. You can't, you're gonna have to Google it or watch this video. We started talking again. To be clear, I don't think we're getting back together. He was very clear. I'm sorry. Grown men don't seek out friendships with women, especially with women they've been with. Now, like, I'm not gonna say grown men don't form friendships with other women. That they do. I've made friends at work who are men, and really that's pretty much it. Outside of work, I don't make friends with men. I mean, when I was in school, yeah, but after school, not really. But somebody you've been with? Be for real. Okay, I don't remember where I left off, so let me continue. He was very clear before that he didn't want to continue the relationship, and I still believe that's where he stands. But he has been repeatedly asking to see me. He told me he misses me, kept asking when he could come see me, and eventually said, I really want to see you. At first, I feel like I could do that better. I really want to see you. No, can I do it better than that? I really want to see you. I gotta work on that. I gotta work on my begging. I really want to see you. I really want to see you. Okay, I'm sorry. At first, I kept avoiding giving him a clear answer, even though the truth is that I really want to see him too. We know. Duh. I think I was protecting myself. I'm scared that seeing him will make me hopeful again, even though logically I know it probably won't change anything. Eventually, I want to see him, and we've agreed to meet toward the end of this month. We've talked about possibly going to Orlando together for a short trip. Now I'm conflicted. Part of me thinks we both miss each other, and I'm assuming that says want to see each other. So why not? I mean, he is divorced now, so why not? Orlando, though, if you're watching this, can you go somewhere better than that? Unless he's paying for you to go to Disney World. I don't know. Starting off as cheating and then going to Disney World, something just feels off about that. Maybe because it's a family place. I feel like there's other places to go in Florida. I've heard about like this island off of Florida that looks really nice, and I didn't even know we had of the US. New York, Canada, Mexico. Not that I would cheat with somebody, but if I did, in some other universe where I did, I am maximizing that man's money. I'm not trying to go to Orlando unless you're paying for my Disneyland, my Disney World trip with, they're not called lightning passes anymore, but whatever it is. You know what? I want that special pass that the celebrities do where you get the background tours and everything. That's what I want. And I want real meals, not Pizza Planet. That food was nasty. I want to go to the good restaurants. And I want to stay in Cinderella's castle. That needs to be your Orlando trip. Maximize. Anyway, let me get back to the story. Okay. Oh, it wasn't done. Sorry. But another part of me is scared we'll have an amazing time, create new memories, and then he'll leave again. And I'll have to go through the breakup all over again. That is a risk. I also find it confusing that he seems so eager to see me when we talk about it, but then we can go several days without messaging. Coming from experience in relationships, that man doesn't want you. Maybe he genuinely misses me, but still sees the relationship as over. Well, I have a harder time separating those two things. Would you see him if you were me? If you knew reconciliation probably wasn't happening, but you both still missed each other and wanted to meet, would you do it? Or would you leave things where they are and protect yourself from getting hurt again? Okay, me personally, I'm not getting involved with somebody married in a relationship. So that's why I say no. Going back to a relationship that is not the healthiest, I don't remember if she said how old she was. I have gone back to a relationship that's not the healthiest in the past. Nothing like this. So, I mean, getting ignored, yeah. But nothing like this dramatic. So that's why I'm like, you never know what you're gonna do until you're in that situation. But now that he's divorced, man, if he wants to pay for your trip, let him pay for your trip. Have fun, but The thing, that's the risk you're taking though. Do you want to, I can't think of the right word. Do you want to maximize him, get the most out of him, squeeze it all out of him, and risk having your feelings come back? Or just leave it all alone and move on? It sounds like you don't want to move on, so maximize your time. Okay. This is a commenter. It won't stop being what it is. It will reopen the wound, and he already told you he's out. Do you want to show him he can shut the door on you and you will jump right back when he wants? Treat him the way he treats you. This is coming from a current other woman. Sorry, I thought I heard something weird. That's coming from a current other woman. But I don't agree with the treat him the way he treats you. I would just say leave him. But I agree with everything else. Like, he treated you badly. He ignored you. He left, and he's seeing that he can just come back. Do you want him to think that's what you're like? This is coming from someone who has had this happen, where he left and I was always there for him to come back to. No. It's also, my stuff is fresh on my mind because I reread part of my diary from college and I literally couldn't finish it because of how much terrible stuff I put up with. So, girl, unless you can separate your feelings and get as much money out of him as possible. And I don't mean money like fun experiences, clothes, bags. Then let him go. You're better off alone. Another current other woman. It seems as if you and married man want different things. He's not married anymore. My life experience says if someone shows you who they are, you should believe them. A trip together, even though it would probably be great fun in the moment, would ultimately just heap pain onto your shoulders. We had such a good time together. How can I go on without him? When married man is again no longer in the picture. Protect your heart, say no. Good advice coming from somebody with a broken moral compass. But yeah, what do you guys think? I do wish she gave us more details, but it was still a fun story. If you see an update, let me know. I feel like she's gonna give us an update. I kind of hope she does see this video. How old was this woman? She doesn't say. Well, best of luck to you. I do think the best thing would be to leave him. I'm not gonna say block him on everything because you can easily unblock someone. It's all about self-control. But you should leave him and go to therapy. I say that as someone who is in therapy and has been in therapy for the past like almost 3 years. And work on loving yourself and finding someone who loves you and will put you as the #1 person. Because that's what, I don't want to say all of us deserve, but most of us deserve. Yeah. Send me stories that you guys think are juicy that I can talk about. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe and comment, and I'll see you next time.